continue. So Mr. Albert Pike was a very big initiate of the dark side, Luciferian side. He was the chief of the Masons in America, chief of the Illuminati. He was commanding other Illuminati in the world. It's where he wrote that famous letter that is supposed to be in a museum in London to the chief of the Illuminati in Italy. The letter is dated 1870 something, where Albert Pike exposed the plan of the Illuminati and Dracos, because this is all the same thing, a different level of kind of hierarchy. He exposed the exact plan in detail of starting 3 world wars. And his plan was executed by the letter regarding World War I and World War II. And World War III, of course, will be the war between the Christians and the Islamic, in order that they would destroy each other. And then after that, say Mr. Pike, we could bring the true religion, which is the religion of Lucifer. Plan, written, plain view. You find it. Search Albert Pike, plan for 3 world wars. You have it. At the time he was sent by the Southern Confederacy to the Indians, but since the president of the Southern Confederacy was not stupid, he used to make mistake by choosing generals, mostly in the West, but he was very good at choosing general in the East, so he was not stupid. So he discovered, Jefferson Davis, president, discovered very rapidly who Mr. Albert Pike was, and he was dismissed immediately from the Confederate Army. But it didn't matter much, because Mr. Albert Pike already was giving orders to the presidents of the United States, whatever side they are. All his life, he just gave orders, that's all, and to all his forces and the Illuminati hierarchy around the world. So that's the kind of people making manipulation to bring a fake timeline, because that plan of World War I, World War II, World War III had to happen mostly in a fake timeline. So fake timeline have been here for time already. Will be prepared, and you have these nuts, which are like these railroad crossing lines that you have in a railway station, where you can move one train from one track to the other. So the work of these people were to bring as many trains as possible of energy, right, into the fake timeline. That included making a big train that later on will have big letters on it, New Age. We are one world, one planet. That's big train, many trains to bring from the real timeline to the fake one. So it was done shortly after Mr. Albert Pike became all the initiates in the other side of the pond, that is in Western Europe, with an initiate called Madame Blavatsky, who started a huge stuff called Theosophy. And she started the big fancy of the Ascended Masters. She said later that for the sake of the work, she even invented some of the name of the Ascended Masters. They were not enough, I don't know. She was making shows on stage with guys, big robes, that she will call Ascended Masters. She will do what is called trance channeling, which is the lowest form of communication with other beings, very low form of communication, trance channeling. It's awful. All that you got is all the disease, all the entities stuck between dimensions. That's all what you got with that thing. So she started all of that stuff, and it was to become a foundation stone of the New Age, like I've said, because many New Agers since then took this material as a foundation stone, including the Ascended Masters, right? Right. And in the teaching of Madame Blavatsky, it's clearly stated the same thing as with Albert Pike and the 33rd degree Masons with teachings, books of Manly P. Hall, that the true God is Lucifer. And that's what it is. That's what it is. That was foundation stone of the New Age, Theosophy, Blavatsky, who published the Lucifer magazine, straight in the face of people. Boom. So, this manipulation to bring trains into the fake timeline continued with the Baileys. Alice Bailey and Foster Bailey, who was a 32nd degree Mason, or 33rd, who managed the whole thing. And all the work of Alice Bailey, known as the Seven Rays, the Lords of the Flame, initiation in the New Age, and all that stuff, with groups, schools started, all that stuff done by the Baileys, were also taking as foundation stone for the New Age. It was on purpose. The initiator dark side, the Illuminati, knew very well that would bring a kind of new religion. Even if later the Asians say we are not a religion, if we start from that, then they will become a religion, all right. And the same way, the Baileys at the time did publish the Lucifer magazine as well. So these are the kind of manipulation that you can make with teachings in order to change the mass consciousness of people, in order to bring an egregor of souls into some platform that you can't control, and eventually you will bring all of this into the fake timeline. Not that difficult to do. No. Not that difficult to do when they know what they're doing, and they very well know what they're doing. So all of these were the preparation for the final moments of the drama, of the opera. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Nevertheless, there were many good souls who jumped into the New Age wagon, including many of us. We did help that movement. It is because of us that at some point it was quite shiny, right? Point though, it is totally incorrect to say that the Space Brothers movement was a beginning of the New Age, or that the New Age is a continuation of the Space Brothers movement. It's totally incorrect. All the contactees with the Space Brothers, mostly physical contactees, have said immediately, we, the movement of Space Brothers, we have nothing to do with the New Age, absolutely nothing. It was clear, it was said, with trumpets all over the place. So that assumption is incorrect, totally incorrect. And I'm among the first one to deny that affiliation in any way. But at some point the New Age was a bit shiny, alright? Continue. At some point, around the year 1980, and a bit after, New Age was a bit shiny. Why? Because of the presence of many of us from the Confederation of Free Planets, from the forces of Ashtar and Sananda, from the forces that helped the ascension of planets. We went into all these New Age groups and started to teach in there and bring our frequency in there. So at the time it was pretty good indeed. But quite rapidly, infiltration did occur by the initiates of the dark side. And always they have to infiltrate that. First they started to build a new religion, the New Age, because if you remember, in the works of Madame Blavatsky in the Baileys, it is a full word. This is for the bringing of the New Age, right? Both in theosophy and in the Bailey stuff. So the Luciferian forces wanted to bring a dawn of a New Age. They called it that way as early at the end of the 19th century. So at the time we were involved with the New Age, it was doing quite good because we contaminate with golden light, you see. Even if a group is a Luciferian structure to start with, we contaminate with our golden light, which is the real color of Christ consciousness. The white light is another manipulation of these Luciferian forces. It's not correct. Don't use the white light of Christ. It's not white, it's golden. Back to the point. So, knots have had to be made again. And so infiltrate the New Age. Again, the initiate of light discovered the nefarious plan and warning were issued. Space Brothers said to all their contactees, first physical contactees, then the contactees who were both physical, etheric, spiritual, like myself, that came just after these big physical contacts in the 50s. We were told by Ashtar and the forces of the Galactic Confederation of Light and the Intergalactic Fleet, we're going to cease communication, people, for several reasons. One was that infiltration on the way. Because if you give communication a structure which has been infiltrated, will take these and transform them even with the energy, even by giving the same text, you can put a different frequency in it. All right? The Luciferian frequency, for example. It's easy to put in it. So Space Brothers say, we're going to stop communications. Be aware. All you down. Transformer commanders and orders on the street. On the street. On the ground. And crew members, we're going to stop communicate. Alright? Then the real messengers from Ashtar started to stop their public work as early and middle 80s, starting 84, 85, 86, 7, one after the other. The real messengers from Ashtar and the Space Border stopped. They stopped publishing communications and messages. That was decided from both ways. The physical contactees was different. They had to finish their mission as long as they were alive. So I've known a number of them. Became friends, brothers. Physical contactees, right? People who have been inside the ships on other planets, etc. So at the time the New Age was starting to be well infiltrated, where the hope of the shiny change of consciousness started to dissolve. It kept a little ways because we were still in it. The star people, star seeds, first wave of indigos, if you want, we were in it. So we brought that good success of the harmonic convergence on August the 15th, 1987, where 7 million of humans on the planet Earth participated in the same meditation and focus on spiritual unity to bring ascension of the planet, right? I took a picture months ago that day with Monsegur and the whole mountain totally surrounded in a golden sphere, a golden circle. Well, the picture was stolen, so I don't have it anymore. He was publishing some places anyway. So back at that time, then after that, infiltration started to go full gear, and the consciousness, which could have shifted again, like the plan of the Cathars in the 12th and 13th century, to bring a boom of Christic mass consciousness. It was suppressed at that time, and at the time of the harmonic conversions, right after, it was suppressed also by other means. In the past, you accuse people of heretics and you burn them alive on the stake. Today they do things differently, but the same way, same destruction, even physical one. They kill people, you see. The initiate of darkness kill people, you know. Archons kill people. Men in black kill people. All that bunch, they kill people. We had a good many people killed. Colleagues, friends, even from their star command have been killed. Even not long ago. So that was beginning again of trying to block the true timeline to be in the right track, and that fake timeline to eliminate itself, vanish into oblivion. Then we had a period of limbo. Everybody remember the limbo that we have experienced after that in the 90s, up to, God my, the beginning of the third millennium. Ah la 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 la. All the hopes were there, and in order to strike down all the hopes was needed some big, huge nut manipulation on the timeline. That was needed, and it happened.